I was in high school, I went through a period where I didn't have enough clothes to get me through a week. Me and my mama knocked heads for a little while, so I ended up moving out when I turned 16. And I was like, I still want to play football. And he was like, well, you're going to have to walk on. I feel like I'm in a movie where the odds always against me and they want to see what I'm going to do to overcome it. When I first got to Grambling, I was a nobody to being on the wall in the cafeteria. He called me. He's the general manager. You coming to the Redskins, I'm going to see your paperwork signed. Seeing the fans fill out the arena, I was just like, this is really about to happen. There's just a feeling that you can't describe because don't nobody know what you sacrificed from Sunday to Saturday. We gotta make a deposit. You can't withdraw what you didn't deposit.
Welcome to the Winners Club podcast. I'm your host, Bryce Wilson, and today I'm here with professional football player for the Frisco Fighters, who has also played at the NFL, D1, CFL, XFL, IFL, all the levels, man. Martez Carter. Martez, thanks for being here, man.
Appreciate you having me, Bryce.
So we're going to get into your mindset and also what it's like being a professional athlete. First, I want to hear about your journey to become a professional athlete. So tell me about your first memories playing football.
When I was little, I always liked basketball. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I was a basketball first kind of kid. I kind of got into football when that's what everybody in the neighborhood was doing. I grew up in the era where when everybody wake up, it wasn't jumping on video games and things like that. It was going outside, finding your friends and doing what we do in the neighborhood. So we had something called hot ball. Mm-hmm. So, it's where one guy stands on the other end and tosses it all the way down, and that one guy tries to score the ball. But that's when I originally first started playing football, and I think that's where my falling in love with football came in there.
Talk about your environment you came from and how you even got to college and graduating high school, because you overcame a lot of odds.
In my family, with the generations, we didn't have many people who graduated high school. We didn't have many people who graduated college. I wanted to be one of those family members who changed their course. You know what I'm saying? My brother, he's been in jail for almost 10 years. I got two brothers. One of them been in jail for almost 10. Another one was in jail he's been in jail for almost 10. And then one of my younger brothers, he just got out after doing 7. You know what I'm saying? So I became the big brother. I ain't had no big brother to tell me, hey, don't go over here. Or if I got into it with somebody, I'm going to go get my big brother. Yeah. I had to deal with that because I was the big brother. It's 9 of us, you know what I'm saying? And I lost 2 of them already.
How did you get through that, not having a blueprint before you? Like, what sacrifices did you have to make to separate yourself and make it to the top level?
Honestly, man, when I was 16, I separated myself from it. Me and my mama knocked heads for a little while, so I ended up moving out when I turned 16. I moved in with one of my best friends. His name is Kelsey Wilson, a.k.a. Bam. Shout out to him. He's a police officer now. So he was just that light I needed. I still looked out for my brothers. I was still there for them, but I had to remove myself in order to have some type of mental stability in order to get through that every day. Because mental illness is real. That's real. When we go through that. When Antonio Brown went through it and Dak Prescott went through it, that depression stage, it happens and it's real. If I got to make a decision and I ain't got the answers, you got to remember I don't have nobody to look up to. So I ain't got nobody to bounce ideas off of. So I got to figure this out as I'm going day to day to day to day. And I got 4, 5 younger siblings under me who's expecting me to make the right decision. You know what I'm saying? And not the right decision ain't going to be the right decision for everybody.
I didn't want to get so deep so early, but did you ever go through a mental instability or depression phase if that's the case? And did you ever go through that throughout your career?
Yeah. I mean, even when I was in high school, I went through a period where I ain't have enough clothes to get me through a week. You know what I'm saying? I had enough pants to wear Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then I'm recycling that Monday outfit for Thursday, Friday. You know what I'm saying? So the sacrifices I had to make was really my little brothers needed it more than I did, or whatever the case may be, missing Christmas because tax time was Christmas. Those sacrifices is what came with, me just being selected unanimously by life to be that older brother, the big brother figure, So
you overcame all that to get a scholarship to play basketball in college, and then you transitioned to play football. So you can talk about why did you transition to play football? And was that your first time playing organized football in college?
Yeah, I went to Wiley College. Coach Payne came down and he saw me playing basketball and he liked me for his style of basketball. So when he gave me a scholarship, I didn't play sports my senior year, so I was super excited about it. But when I got there, everything was different. The same story he told me, everybody who was there had that same story that they got told in order to get there. It's a business. Yeah. So whatever he got to tell the player to get him in the program, he did that. But when I got there, he ended up taking the job as the head coach at Mississippi Valley State, which is in the SWAC. And I thought he was going to take me with him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You brought me down here. You liked me as a player. And you fed me all these lies. Or you gave me your routine for scouting, and then I bid it. You know what I'm saying? I bought what you sold. You know what I'm saying? I get here, and he's leaving. Well, the assistant coach, we was cool, but we wasn't as cool as the head coach. So he pulled my scholarship. So now I'm a walk-on guy. I redshirted myself. Yeah, so they didn't want me to redshirt. I redshirted myself, didn't play. Out-of-state fees killing me. I don't got enough aid, and now I'm stuck out here in Texas. Somewhere I don't want to be. And what was crazy is even my advisor, my friends and new people I met, I got cool. It was like, man, didn't you play football? Why you here? You know what I'm saying? We playing flag football and I'm just having a ball for intramural sports. And they were like, man, you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here, bro. And then I'm walking into a basketball tournament in which I played in high school. And at the top is my principal. And my principal is from the neighborhood in which my school was in, So Coach Fobbs, he just took the job as Grambling head coach. And I see them in the gym and he was like, hey. And I'm looking. And I look up and I see my principal sitting next to Coach Fobbs and they wake me up. And we have a conversation. At the end of the conversation, he's like, you want to come play football? And I was like, nah, man, I got a basketball scholarship. And if he leave, he gonna take me with him. Well, after Christmas break was up and I go back to school, the coach gone. He gone. So I'm like, I need to call Coach Fobbs. So I called him back and I was like, hey, I still want to play football. And he was like, well, you're gonna have to walk on. So now reality set in. I just did that. For a different sport. I feel like I'm in a movie where the eyes always against me and they want to see what I'm going to do to overcome it. I just walked on for basketball. Now I got to turn around and walk on for football. I ain't played football in 2 years. So I was stuck, but I ended up going to play cornerback. The worst cornerback you've ever seen in your life. I was terrible at it, but that's what I had to do in order to make the roster. I'm an offensive kind of guy. That's what I've been used to my whole life, but we got 7 cornerbacks. You need at least 14 for camp. We got 7. I made 8. I'm just another body. I'm a camp body at this point. And I'm like, man, what am I doing here? My GPA wasn't even high enough to even play sports. That's what really messed me up. I go to Graham, I transfer. When I get there for classes, they telling me I can't play sports because my GPA too low. So I had to go back to Wiley for like a couple months to get my grades right. The whole time I'm in the playbook, I got my eyes focused on Graham. I get there. I went through a whole year playing defense and special teams, and I made plays here and there, but I ain't never, ever felt like I didn't belong somewhere. And I just felt like I didn't belong. I was getting along with people because Grambling is 35 minutes from my house. So everybody knew me because I had hometown people there. I had people who knew of me because of my hometown people, that type of situation. But everybody got these high expectations of, oh, he used to be a dog when he was in high school. I can't show y'all that I was a dog because I'm not a defensive guy. So I struggled with that for a minute, bro.
So you went a whole year playing the wrong position for a whole year, and then how'd you be able to become a running back?
Man, I begged my coach. He told me if I got my GPA up, he would let me play basketball too. That was one of the deals we made. I would be able to play basketball, and he would give me a shot on offense. Well, Chester Rogers went down, and he played for the Colts, Cleveland, and I think he played for the Titans. And he went down. He was the return man. I returned the kick as soon as I got in, 51 yards. I bust me one against U of H. They scored again easy because we 3 and out. They kicking it again, 51 more yards. And they was like, hold on, stop the press. I'm still playing corner at this point. This out of conference. This against U of H. This is against Lamar. At the time, Bethune-Cookman wasn't in the SWAC. So we playing against these type of schools. And I got 180-some yards on returns. So they was like, we got to see what this kid talking about at running back. And then that's when it dawned. I got a 3.0 I'm doing what I'm supposed to do outside of football. I'm not getting in trouble. I'm making plays on the football field, on special teams. Let's give them a shot. They put me in first game against Cal Berkeley. We losing, and I break one for 99 on Cal Berkeley. And the rest was history. People don't understand that from the moment I moved out when I was 16, I had to be able to adjust. I had to be versatile. If I was staying with one of my homeboys, I had to adjust to the curfew that was set at the house. I had to adjust to whatever culture that they had set, whatever rules that was in place. I had to adjust to all that so I can have somewhere to lay my head. So being able to adjust in college for a semester, for a position, it was a cakewalk. Because I was dealing with real life stuff. Eating noodles every 2 days and going to get a 8-piece for $6 and making it stretch for 2 days. Like, I had to do that. So waiting for a year for a position was easy. I'm in a college institution. I got a dorm that's clean. I got access to a lot of stuff that I didn't have access to. A cafeteria. I walked on now. But now that they showed me how to do my financial aid right, I got a meal plan. I got Tiger Buck. We got Panda Express. We got Taco Bell. Like, that was easy for me.
So you went from not playing organized football to becoming a Grambling State legend. So what was your overall experience at Grambling?
When I first got to Grambling, I was a nobody with a bald head because they hazed me. Wearing number 40 to being on the wall in the cafeteria, to being on the wall in the locker room, on the buses and stuff like that. Grambling is the best decision I ever made.
Talk about being Mr. Excitement. They call you that Mr. Excitement because you could run the whole field, score a touchdown, and do a flip, or do both at the same time. So like, how do you express your personality with how you perform?
It's the atmosphere that I absorb and then give back. God gave me this light to just be friends with anybody. Yellow, green, black, blue, purple, white, orange, whatever color, race, species. God gave me this ability to adjust. And when I went to Grambling, I'm telling you, that's the best decision I've ever made in my life. Because Five showed me how to be a modern citizen. He showed me how to be good outside of football. He gave me a father figure. You know what I'm saying? My dad was locked up. So he gave me this father figure. And he also gave me what I needed to be successful outside of football.
The expectation of being Mr. Excitement, was that overwhelming? Like, you talk about your picture on the cafeteria, on locker room walls, and of course, as you walk around campus, people are going to know you. So was that expectation of being Mr. Excitement ever overwhelming?
Yeah, especially if he was in trouble. You know what I'm saying? In the game situation, you will have the guys who's making plays on defense and offense just not having a good offensive game. So you got guys who know what you're capable of and they practice with you every day and they see the crazy stuff that I be trying to practice and they see me working on it and they know, like, whatever it is we need it. So I'm thinking, like, this ain't a movie where y'all have that conversation and then you make that play. But for some reason, whenever them boys came and leaned on me, it's just like I couldn't say no. So as soon as the ball is being snapped and I get the ball, I'm already thinking one guy not gonna stop me. So if it's one-on-one, I just made 3 guys miss and I'm making a big play. Now that I've done that, after we just had that conversation, the expectations has just been set higher. The bar has been set higher because all they got to do now is come have that conversation with me in the jam. So every week I would put myself in a position for somebody to raise the bar. So it was very stressful being there. One, I'm not the starting running back. Let's start there. I was really never the starting running back. I walked on. I got a half scholarship after my first year. So I went a whole year, no scholarship. Then I got a half. I don't think I was ever on full scholarship at Graham. You know? So being a guy that's not a starter, not on full scholarship, and they asking this much out of me, I didn't even think about what I wasn't getting from the program. I was thinking about how can I give to the program regardless of what I'm not getting. They gave me an opportunity to get seen by NFL scouts.
And you declared for NFL draft. Just tell me about the behind the scenes of the NFL draft day, where talks with coaches behind the scenes, Were you expecting anything? Were you hoping? Like, what was going on through your mind on that draft day?
I really thought I was going to go 5th round. So I went undrafted. But I had all 32 teams call me after the draft was over. It was like, hey, Carter, we'd love for you to come to camp. We'd love to have you over here. We'd love this. We'd love that. And I'm thinking like, man, why y'all didn't draft me? Why y'all didn't draft me? But this is a situation where going to Grambling is the best decision I ever made. Doug Williams, first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. He called me. He's the general manager at the Redskins. How many teams called you? I said 17. While we on the phone, I got up to about 26 teams. As me and Coach Doug talking, I said I done got a call from each team. It's showing me. He was like, how many offered you some money? And I was like, none. He was like, all right, we're going to give you this much signing bonus. You coming to the Redskins, I'm finna send your paperwork, sign it. Don't answer the phone no more.
What was the lifestyle like being an NFL player? Like, what was the behind the scenes of that?
It felt good. You got to understand that from the time you asked me how it was to get in the NFL or what was it like to start loving football, all from that moment to this interview right now, I took steps, I made sacrifices, I did all this stuff. And now everybody over the world has seen me play football before. I put in all this work, and then now I get to showcase it. And then when they see me, they know me, they want a picture or autograph or just to say, man, I'm a fan. You got to tell me, sometimes that's just a feeling that you can't describe. And sometimes, man, it'll tear me up. Kids see me and they be like, meatball. That's what they call me, meatball. And for them to see that, I don't know, man. I can't describe it. You know, it just feels really good.
If you were to describe that first day, that first NFL experience where you're able to touch the field, what did that mean for you and your family?
I felt like the whole world was watching. Going out there with just my pants on, a Redskins shirt, and catching footballs with my headphones on and seeing the fans fill out the arena. I was just like, this is really about to happen. I had no expectations on playing that day. I just knew that they was going to see me at some point on the sideline or if we won, walking on the field, shaking hands. But running back after running back after running back went down. We traveled 4 running backs. All 3 of them went down. Don't look over her. I'm just here so I won't get fined. But I actually got to play, bro. And I had 5-6 carries, 55+ yards, and I almost had a tug, and we went by a field goal because I helped on that winning drive. It's just, man, like the world stopped, but I could still hear the audio. That's how I felt.
From there, you went to the XFL and got signed to LA Wildcats. So what was your experience like in the XFL?
It was good, man. Whenever I left the Redskins, I had went to the Saints. And I was on a practice squad. And it was just, you know, I was just there collecting the check. I didn't get an opportunity for real when I went to the Saints. I went to the XFL at 20. And I went to Grambling. You know, the starting running back went to North Carolina. The other one went to New Mexico State. Then the other one came from the Rams. Like, I went to Grambling. They feel like the talent level I played wasn't to those guys' caliber. So I was on the depth chart at the bottom. The first 2 games, I didn't play. You know what I'm saying? I know that I'm just as good as these guys. I'm not going to say better, but if not better. But the first 2 games, I didn't play. Game 3 comes around, and I'm the 3rd running back on the depth chart. Running back 1 goes out, 2 fumbles. Running back 2 goes out, he gets injured. It's my time to shine. I get in, touchdown. Touchdown, front flip, touchdown, backflip. And I'm looking at these coaches like, what about Grambling? What about the talent level? That whole experience showed me that the business side of football is really undefeated. But whenever you get there, you just got to do what you can, because going through that whole XFL process and getting drafted as late as I did and working my way up the depth chart and then COVID folding it, I'm at the peak of my career. I just got a hat trick. And then the next game, COVID folds the league. And then you got to understand, whenever XFL came back last year, I didn't even get put in the draft. I got the highest RB rating in 20. And then when it rolls around again and we reboot, I'm not even one of the guys that y'all look at. And then now the USFL and the XFL has combined right here in Dallas. I'm in my backyard. I live here. And I'm not even one of the guys that is getting an opportunity in camp. You know what I'm saying? So going through that, you know what I'm saying? That reverts back to depression and like the mental side of football. Like some people be devastated. That's how they feed their family. They don't know how to do nothing else. So going play XFL and then having it being stripped away from you and you ain't got no control over it. I don't know. I think it took a lot out of me though, for sure.
It's not politics, and now you played IFL and Frisco Fighters, but you still have a upbeat personality and everything, and you're also English teacher. So how do you still maintain that upbeat personality?
I've been sad for a long time when I was young. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of time to be sad. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I was super duper poor and I didn't have what I need to get by day to day, but I took that as a life lesson to always be appreciative of what I already have. Me being the kid that didn't have what he needed and being made fun of, that kid right there, he took that beating so the adult me didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? I'm an adult. Nothing bothers me. I've been made fun of. I had the lack of something. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have the support system that I felt like I needed. But whenever I got to be an adult, man, and I realized that life gon' life, man. Life gon' life. I've been through it already. So now ain't nothing. I could be getting eviction notice after eviction notice. But I know I didn't have a home to get an eviction notice to. You know what I'm saying? And now I do. I'm going to figure this out. So I ain't finna break. I ain't finna fold. I ain't finna crumble. Being able to teach and play professional football and train kids on the side and then still work out for myself and still internalize my lesson. Like I'm doing all of this. I'm teaching. I'm learning the playbook. I'm working on lesson plans. I'm training kids. I'm working out myself. I'm doing all this because I've been juggling activities like this my whole life. When I was born, God had set a destination. He put the address in and I'm on my way. I done made some wrong turns. I done went the wrong way. I done got set back. I done stopped some places I shouldn't have stopped. That's just what it is. The destination is already set. How long it take you to get there or how tough that journey is, bro, it's all up to you.
We're talking about your mindset already. We can get more into your mindset. First off, do you have any practices you do to take care of your mental health? Like, how do you deal with the highs and lows of your sport throughout your career?
Man, music. Music. I listen to a lot of music. One of my favorite people to listen to is Adele.
Okay.
Yeah, bro, Adele. I listen to Adele, and sometimes her music don't even be pertaining to the situation or how I'm feeling. It's just her voice. You know what I'm saying? It's just how I feel like I'm in the studio session that she's making it, and whatever is motivating her to make that music and that passion she put into it, I feel like I'm receiving that. You know what I'm saying? Like I put my hard work and my passion into my job. The music she makes is really good. It's soothing. So in order to make that music, you have to possess some type of pain. You got to possess some type of knowledge that other people are experiencing this pain, and to be able to put that into words and then give it to the world as beautifully as she does, that is one of the things I go to whenever my mind or I feel like I'm about to have a bad game or I'm off or something. Adele, she gonna get me right.
What's your pregame routine? I mean, you're a chill guy, but then when you touch the field, you're Mr. Excitement. So what's your pregame routine and how do you get in that mode of Mr. Excitement?
Whenever I step on the field, I just let the game come to me. A lot of people be like, I gotta go make a play right now. So my pregame ritual is first music, and then whenever I get in the game and it's not a running play, I just let the game come to me. Step up, make a block, do something positive. And then from that point on, it's on. It's on. If you want to win, put me ball in.
I forgot to mention, you won the SWAC championship in front of 60,000 people at Grambling, and you won MVP and also playing in the NFL. So how do you deal with pressure? How do you deal with pressure in those situations?
It was just being in that situation so much. Being one of the guys that make plays every Saturday and they look forward to you making plays every Saturday, you just kind of take that, like I said, and add that to your portfolio. And I can't do it by myself. That's how I started like winning most of these battles. So I go to my guys, hey, bro, the defense said we can't 3 and out. We gotta stay on the field. They're exhausted. They need this break. I ain't under pressure no more. Yeah. We all under pressure now. Yeah. So now he gonna go a little harder. He gonna go a little harder. He gonna go a little harder. Quarterback gonna be a little smarter. Receivers gonna be a little technical. They gonna, they gonna give a little more effort when we running the ball. They gonna lock on to the DB. That's what we started to do consistently, and the defense saw that. So now we latching on to the defense, and the defense latching on to us, and now we overcoming adversity and all this stress together to the point to where we started playing like that from the get-go, and then it was blowouts. I got 2 rings from Grambling, supposed to be 3. They put this the national and the SWAC on 1 ring, and then this the SWAC. This back-to-back rings with a national title. You know what I'm saying? It got to a point to where all those adverse and stressed out moments, we had overcame them so many times that was our original game plan out the gate. To overcome that adversity, I leaned on my brothers and the guys that helped me make plays instead of me saying, I got this, I got this, I got this.
And you talk about having that destination, but you didn't have a straight path to get there. A lot of teams, a lot of different levels. So what kept you going through all that time to keep going and keep believing you can make it to the next level?
I ain't want to go back to what was waiting for me. Oftentimes, the guys that made it out when they go back, they don't make it back to the lifestyle that they had created. I ain't want to go back. If I went back, I was going to be a product of my environment. I wasn't going to be, living in another state, doing good, starting a family and being able to provide. I was going to be somebody who making ends meet day to day. Minimum wage is low in Louisiana. My drive was, I don't want to be here. There's nothing here. There's no way I can get what I want out of life by being here. So every time I had an opportunity to make a play, to establish a relationship with a business person or use my resources at Grambling, I did because I didn't want to go back home. It wasn't nothing there for me. So that was my drive. I couldn't go back to the crib, man.
Yeah. Throughout your career, you've made some slogans and mottos, including the Why Not Grambling slogan.
Why not Grambling? That's the slogan. Why not Grambling?
But I'm curious to know, do you have any personal life slogans or mottos that you live by?
We got to get used to this. I tell my players that all the time. We got to get used to this. Because when you get used to something, what happens after that? If you get in the cold tub, right? It's cold as hell. Yeah. But what happens when you get used to that temperature? You can kick it in that water. Yeah. 15 minutes, you can, you know what I'm saying? It ain't cold no more. When I got used to a playbook, now I know where I'm going and I'm going that fast. When I got used to a drill, I'm in that drill and I'm the best in that drill. So in life, once you get used to it, then you can elevate,
It's a great motto.
Appreciate it.
And last question is, how do you define the word winner?
It's what you did to prepare for that event, what you put into that special day. Coach Fives always tell us from Sunday to Saturday, we got to make a deposit. You can't withdraw what you didn't deposit. So all week, weight room, what you eat that week, whatever it is, we made that deposit. So that Saturday when it was time to withdraw that, we had enough in the bank because we made that deposit.